This question's made for you because you preach about it all the time, and I watch the way that you run your team. I watch the way that also you preach to me. How do you think attitude towards your day and your relationships affects your health and wellness?
Wow, that's great.
I knew you'd like that
yeah,
one.
I love that one. Directly affects your day, or whatever you're gonna do in your day, affects directly your emotions. So in my case, what I think about every time I wake up in the morning, the first thing you wanna do to set up your day to success is gonna be gratitude. You know, having that attitude of being grateful that you have the opportunity.
Why gratitude?
I think gratitude, in my opinion, is the strongest energy that you can have throughout your day, you know. And we think about it. We're blessed to be waking up every day in the morning, you know. So just the fact that putting everything aside, whatever is going on in your personal life, whatever is going on at your job, whatever is going on financially, put everything aside. At least you have another opportunity to work on those stuff. Okay. So in my personal life, I use gratitude as another opportunity to love the people that I love, you know, show them the love that I have, serve my community, serve my patients, and keep working to my goals that I have. So for me, attitude, how I said, affects everything directly, not only in the fact that, yes, you're gonna be the best version of yourself, but we know that when it comes to the actual physiology of your body will change when you express gratitude. Okay, when you are having an opportunity to serve the people that you love and do the best each and every day, yes. That's something that I always have in my mind.
Well, it says in the Bible, right, when you're anxious, be grateful. So there was a study that just came out. They did a functional MRI of the brain when it's working. So when somebody is grateful, or so to be grateful versus anxiety, when you're grateful, they exist in the same part of the brain, but they cannot coexist. So which means when you are grateful or you are coming from a place of gratitude, it is physiologically impossible to experience anxiety. So anxiety, you could put that in many ways. Anxiety, stress, all of those things, they manifest in the body. Like think about when you have a deadline or you got to get somewhere and you're 10 minutes late, you know you're not going to get there. Feel the way that your body feels. Your heart rate is up, you're breathing heavy.
Posture change.
Your posture change, you're in that fight or flight, right? There's a physiological response to being anxious, and this can be anything that you're anxious about. But if you're grateful, think about if you change that, like, hey, thank you for this lesson that I'm learning right now. This is going to help me get better in the future. This is going to help me implement things that are going to avoid this problem in the future, or whatever it is. Just but coming from a place of gratitude, you actually shut off the physiological process of anxiousness, anxiety, or stress. So I can't believe you just brought that up, but being grateful rids anxiety.
One exercise that I do that it can help you out to see how grateful you should be, you just take a piece of paper and just put a line in the middle and write down all the things that you think are not going right in your life, but then on the other side, write all the things that you gotta be grateful for. Yeah. You're gonna see that you have way more things that are so simple like us having a car, having clothes, having food. I have been in other places around the world. I have been in Haiti and I have seen poverty. So we have a lot of things to be grateful here.
So when we're doing these things, we're writing why we're grateful down, what effect is this going to have on our health? Like what's the biggest reason? Instead of just knowing what we're grateful for, doing that is going to give us the reward in which health benefits.
In my case, I can talk about myself, right? Whenever I do this exercise, I try to do at least one time in a month, especially at the end of the month, just to look back at the whole month that I just had. And for me, what I feel is an increase in my energy and an increase in the way I show up to life. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the way that you show up to work in the morning, the way that you show up to your spouse, to your family members. So for me, it's an increase in energy and vitality that I can feel myself.
You want to stay active, you want to stay living.
You want to stay active, you want to stay living, give it your best, everything that you do.
I love that. What 3 tips do you have to stay motivated, and what do you do to stay motivated to continue making health choices?
That's a great question right there. You said a word that I have made peace with it, and let me tell you what I mean by that. When I hear the word motivation, we already know that motivation will get you started. In other words, will get you started the January, but it's not gonna keep going. So I made this piece and I changed it from motivation to inspiration. So I try to live my life inspired. So when you think about the word inspired, it comes from within, inspired from spirit. So it's something that comes within. That means that when it comes to motivation, normally it comes from the external. maybe someone else, maybe a book, maybe a podcast, whatever it is. Those things are good. They have their place to get you started. But for you to go the whole year and accomplish those New Year resolution that you have, you need to be inspired. It needs to come from you. So now we got to talk about, okay, so what will get me inspired? And that is having a strong why. What is your why? It could be your family, your son, maybe being able to be with them, play with them. It could be your work, your business, your clients.
Well, because you're going to have those days.
Yes.
Everybody has those days.
Everybody has those days.
Day 1 is always the most fun. Day 2, not so much. Day 3, it's really not fun anymore. So when you don't want to do them on those days, and there was a study that just came out where when something hard comes up or a task comes up that you don't want to do at that moment, it could be something as simple as paying your bank statement, going into a cold plunge, going into a sauna, or a workout, right? That's probably the most common. When you go into the workout, the first time it's a lot of fun. Come workout 4, 5, and 6, not so much fun. But if you say no to that workout, the brain actually creates future memories. So if you go to the gym, say you get to the parking lot, you look at your clock and you say, I'm not going there today. Well, the likelihood of you doing that tomorrow increases. The next time you do it increases more. So then anytime something comes up where it's hard for you to do, you're actually not going to do it. You're training yourself to skip out on those things in the future. So like what you were saying, you can't be motivated. You have to be
inspired. Yeah, and you gotta have a strong why. That every time when I was a personal trainer back in the days, every time someone came to me and say, hey, I want to lose weight, perfect. Why? Because I have a wedding in 2 weeks. I knew that person would not do what it takes, you know. But when they come to me and we see all the time, they often when they say, I want to get rid of this back pain, neck pain. Why? Because I want to play with my kids. Wow, that's strong.
That person's going to succeed.
That person is going to succeed, you know, because they have a strong why. Now they're inspired and they're going to do whatever it takes to accomplish their goal. We know we teach our patient to take care of their spine. So I just want to know, why is it so important to incorporate spinal care into your routine each and every day?
We just talked about this. We see everybody here, from the doctor to the lawyer to the janitor to the construction worker. And something that we get all the time is people grow very accustomed to their pain. Now, there's an analogy where if a frog jumps in water, if the water starts to boil, the frog will actually die in that water. But if you put a frog in boiling water, it will hop out right away. And we talk about this where patients come in and they come in pain, but they become very accustomed to having that pain. And then when they get adjusted and when they start taking care of themselves, they start eating right, hydrating themselves, their pain goes away. Very often than not, we'll get the conversation or the comment, I feel normal again, or I haven't felt this way in 10 years. I haven't felt this way in 20 years. But think about where that leads them. And health has a massive compounding effect. And we talk about this where people come in, if you're in pain, you're not going to get as restful sleep as you need, which means when you wake up, it's going to affect your relationships, the way you talk to your husband, your wife, your boss, your coworkers. It's going to affect the way that you do things throughout the day. It may hold you back from going to the gym or going the extra mile in anything that you do. And then before you know it, 10 years pass, you're depressed, you're not moving, you're sedentary. You've already made so many life changes based on this pain that you've let grow over time. So setting a daily spinal care routine helps you go back to 100%. So that way each day you're at your best moving forward.
And I agree 100% what you just said. In my case, I will share my story. 10 years ago, 2013, 2014, I was a bodybuilder and I was at the gym working out, normal day, was doing my barbell rolls. Very heavy, not doing it with the proper form. And guess what? I bulged 2 discs in my lower back. Okay, so that was the first time I ever went to a chiropractor. Now, at that day, obviously, it took me time. I understood that spinal health is something that when you don't have it, everything gets affected. Mm-hmm. You know, I wasn't the best, but at that time, military, soldier, personal trainer, my girlfriend, my son, my dad, I wasn't the best person because all I was thinking about is I'm with this pain that is affecting everything that I'm doing. So when you take care of your spine, it's just more about being out of pain. And when you understand that, then you go a little bit step further, and you are more proactive. Now I know since 10 years ago, just chiropractic is just part of my lifestyle. You know, chiropractic is something that I do. It doesn't matter if I feel pain or not. It's just something that I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. Same thing as we obviously work out for the rest of your life, the same way we eat healthy for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. That's how it is for me in my case.
Mm-hmm. And a big point of that is also for patients. I find myself having this conversation frequently is you are worth it to not have pain. Some people that don't think that they are worthy enough to not have pain, they get this pain and they think, oh, this is just the way that it is. But it's not the way it is. It's only it is that way if you let it be that way. You're a busy guy. How do you ensure that you get enough quality sleep each night? with all your to-dos at the end of the day, what do you do to set yourself up to get in bed, to stay in bed, and then to wake up at the time so that when the day comes, you're ready to rock?
Preparation. Preparation is key. You got to prepare yourself. And when you're thinking about going to sleep, we're thinking about the whole process of the circadian rhythm. So it's not about how you prepare yourself to go to sleep. It's about what you do as soon as you wake up. Why? Because if you don't do the right thing in the morning, it's going to be hard for you to go to bed at night. So for example, first thing in the morning, we wake up, the first thing we do, obviously, is not going to be look at our phone. Okay, we go, take a shower, make sure you get some light as soon as you can. Obviously, you do your meditation, your prayer, whatever you want to do, but that's going to set you up for your sleep at night. Now, when it comes to night, I always want to make sure I'm using my phone at least an hour before going to bed.
Where do you put your phone?
My phone is in the kitchen. I leave my phone in the kitchen. I'll bring it to the room. When I go to the room, I have an alarm clock, just the one from the old alarm clock. So that's what I'm using when it comes to making sure I don't get that blue light just a couple of hours, at least 1 hour before going to bed. Trying to calm yourself as well. I will read something that doesn't excite me too much. In my case, I like reading things like the Bible, things like just calm me down. I have used meditation as well that help me relax my body. And the most important thing, I try to get all the lights in my home off at least 2 hours before. So at least at 7:30, I'm already, everything in my house is as dark as possible. So that way the melatonin secretion starts to kick off.
So really everything that you're doing is you're getting your mind in a certain environment, you're getting your environment in the right place too. You're taking the lights down, you're putting your phone outside so it's no longer a distraction, at least an hour before bed. You're setting your body's circadian rhythm up for success so that way when you hit the pillow, you're ready to go to sleep, ready to rest, and then when you wake up, you're refreshed and you're ready to rock.
Yes, sir.
That's beautiful.